When you order something off the menu at a restaurant, you usually know what you're getting yourself into. And at Disney World, that's normally the case too, but sometimes Disney World likes to add a little pizzazz to their items, forcing us to say, what in the world was Disney thinking? I've got to try that. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and today we're going to talk about Disney foods that have taken us off guard with their bizarre and unexpected ingredients. I'm not only going to mention items of the past though. Disney is currently selling items that make my taste buds and brain say, what? Sometimes it's because these foods had extra added ingredients that really didn't feel like they belonged on the dish being served, and sometimes these foods are attempting a new twist on an item we're already familiar with. Whatever the case may be, if Disney's released it, then the team and I have tried it and lived to tell the tale, so let's get started. First on our list are some burgers and sandwiches. Disney's got a lot of burger and sandwich options on property. They range from your basic theme park grab-and-go meal to gourmet masterpieces, depending on where you go. But some of these Disney restaurants have really pulled from outside the box to come up with over-the-top sandwich concoctions. Let's start at Magic Kingdom with Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe's Burger to the Moon. Burger to the Moon is a current offering that launched for Disney's 50th anniversary. It's an impossible burger, meaning it's plant-based, for those who want a meatless specialty burger on property. But the fact that the burger isn't made out of beef is not what's surprising about it. The surprising part of the burger is that it's topped with a lot of flour, like a lot. It creates a weird dusty texture that doesn't add any extra flavors, it just makes your mouth dry. This really isn't a current item I'd recommend, but maybe you can brush all that extra flour off or just order a normal Impossible Burger instead. That being said, if you're looking for a shocking plant-based sandwich option that's really, really good, you can head over to Disney's Hollywood Studios and order a toasted lobster roll at Rosie's All-American Cafe. The lobster part of this sandwich is actually made from marinated heart of palm. The biggest surprise for me is that the item is called a lobster roll in the first place. In a way, it makes sense. After all, it has the other ingredients you'd expect to find on your average lobster roll, like that creamy dressing and vegan mayo. But the sandwich didn't taste like lobster. Instead, it tastes like a fresh citrus-based salad on a toasted roll. So even if you're not a seafood fan, this might be a super unique vegan-based quick service option you want to try on your next visit, but don't expect it to taste like lobster. Switching back to burgers now, this next one can possibly be ordered again very, very soon. It's the beignet burger over at Port Orleans French Quarter's Sassagoula Floatworks. And it is exactly as it sounds. It's a burger nestled between two powdered sugar beignets. Now, I had to order this because what a concept. I love burgers, I love beignets, I love a sweet salty, so maybe I'd love them as one unit. As it turns out, instead of the sweet and savory flavors complementing each other, they competed against each other. I tasted way more of the burger than I did the beignet buns, so I probably would have been better off to have ordered a regular burger instead of ordering one of the two fried buns that didn't add anything to the overall flavor. Since Port Orleans French Quarter is reopening to guests on October 28th, this sweet and savory item could be returning to the Sassagoula menu, and who knows, maybe it'll be even better now. I definitely wouldn't be opposed to trying it again and proving myself wrong. Now, let's talk about a few retired burger and sandwich menu items. Yes, you are allowed to shed a single tear in their memory. When All-Star Movies had their secret menu items that were featured on old-school viewfinders, the most shocking item on the list was the cinnamon bun and candied bacon cheeseburger. And you thought the beignet burger was going to give you a sugar high. If that didn't sound sugary enough, then know that the burger also came drizzled in icing. Yes, icing. Take notes, former beignet burger. This was how to combine a savory and sweet sandwich, though it probably wasn't the best option for guests who weren't looking to order a super heavy meal before swimming in the resort pool. I still have to applaud it for its good flavor. Now, is that retired? Maybe not. I'm still kind of hoping that those secret menu items come back to All-Star Movies. Hint, 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 Disney. So fingers crossed on that one. Now, apparently the value resorts were feeling very creative with their sandwich combinations for a while because Pop Century, if you will recall, used to sell a breakfast sandwich with buns made of Pop-Tarts. I've mentioned this on the channel before, but it was 100 years ago, so a lot of you new subscribers maybe haven't heard it. Aside from the Pop-Tarts, the sandwich featured all the basic breakfast sandwich ingredients: eggs, bacon, and cheese. And the funny thing was that the most off-putting part about this former sandwich was not the Pop-Tarts, it was the egg. When we ordered this back in the day, we ended up taking the egg patty off because it was basically just a really rubbery kind of fake egg, making it more of a cheese and bacon sandwich between two Pop-Tarts. And no regrets, not a single one. Okay, back to burgers again. Once upon a time, ESPN Club used to sell the PB&J burger over there on the boardwalk. And as a bonus, because the PB&J burger is not weird enough, the burger also came topped with jalapenos. I was expecting this burger to impact me at a drastic level. Either I was going to really love it or really hate it, but as it turned out, it was just fine, which is kind of disappointing. But it's a wacky idea that I appreciated nonetheless. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the burger and sandwich section for now, but don't be surprised if a couple more burgers pop up on this list for different sections later on. All right, second section of this video, cupcake fillings. I know, could you really expect any less from us here at DFB? I could probably make an entire video centered around all the different ways Disney World likes to incorporate hidden fillings in their cupcakes. They've piped in icing, pudding, sprinkles, mousse, jelly, you name the ingredient, and Disney has probably at least thought about inserting it into their spongy little cakes. One of the more unique fillings I've seen lately is over at Disney's Old Key West Resort. The resort's quick service, Goods Food to Go, has a specialty 50th celebration cupcake. Now, it's cute with its little 50th anniversary wrapper and dark chocolate Mickey ears peeking out of vanilla buttercream icing. But the menu labels the cupcake with having a blackberry sauce filling, but also a white chocolate surprise filling. Now, curiosity is our greatest strength and weakness here at DFB. We had to find out what that white chocolate surprise was all about. As it turns out, the center of this cupcake has a white chocolate ball filled with iridescent sprinkles. It's like biting into a teeny tiny piñata. This cupcake is a whole lot of fun and very tasty too, especially that white chocolate mousse. And it's a great way to celebrate the anniversary festivities and curb your sweet tooth cravings over at Old Key West, which I know you guys never go to, so go to Old Key West and get this one. And last year, the Contempo Cafe had a cupcake that was so cute that we felt guilty for eating it, but we did anyway. The monster cupcake had a priceless expression on its little purple face, like it was shocked you were going to eat it instead of the other way around. This was a Halloween cupcake, by the way. But there were two surprising reasons the team and I loved this little guy. For starters, it had a candy bar custard on the inside. Candy bar custard with clapping emojis right now. Clapping emojis, which was shockingly good. And it was smooth and creamy and chocolatey and so delicious. And it also didn't have an overwhelming abundance of frosting, which, although I completely disagree with you, some people don't want. Now, although the Contempo doesn't have the monster cupcake in its display case this year, there are still plenty of cupcake options for you to choose from, like the 50th anniversary German chocolate cupcake with a hidden chocolate filling. That's actually really, really good. The Cinderella cupcake with hidden vanilla custard, and the cookies and cream cake with a decorative white chocolate monorail, and oh yeah, hidden cookies and cream filling. Disney does love those hidden fillings. Now, bouncing into my favorite part of this video, or any video, the cheese puffs section. Yes, the snack that never fails to coat my fingers in cheese dust. Disney World has been known to add this popular snack to its experimental food items. And although I'm here for it because duh, it's cheese puffs, I'm also always a bit taken aback by the decision on Disney's part because it's kind of bizarre usually. Take the Mission to Mars burger, for instance. This is currently available at Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe. See, told you we'd come back to the burgers. Remember how I talked about the other new burger release here, that burger to the moon with the flower on it? Well, the Mission to Mars burger is definitely the better of these two options. And its bun is dusted with cheese puff dust instead of flour, already a more flavorful alternative in my book. That being said, this still isn't the best burger on property for sure. But the added mac and cheese and bacon help the flavor of the burger a lot. Oh, did I forget to mention there was mac and cheese on this burger? Surprise, there's mac and cheese on this burger, and y'all know how much a sucker I am for that ooey gooey goodness. But still, again, not the best burger, but a very interesting burger. And if you're a mac and cheese fan or a cheese dust fan, there you go. And let's look at a few cheese puff inspired dishes of the past. For this, we're gonna need to stick around at Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe for just a little bit longer because this restaurant may love cheese puffs more than I do, maybe. Cosmic Ray's used to have an exclusive item called the Galaxy Loaded Fries. These fries came with bacon bits, pico relish, garlic ranch sauce, plastic cheese, yum, and here's what you're waiting for, flaming hot cheese puffs. But when I ordered these fries in the past, they didn't simply come out with a light cheese puff dusting. Oh no, they came out loaded with the bright red Cheetos, hot Cheetos puff dust. Now, even with the overabundance of the dust sprinkled across the top, the flavor ended up giving the fries just the right amount of spice. Sorry, didn't mean to make you drool, but if you're looking for a spicy fry on Disney World property, you can always hit up Mr. KAMAL'S in Disney's Animal Kingdom and order his seasoned fries. Mr. KAMAL'S seasoned fries are great as is, but you can get a curried honey mustard or Korean chili ketchup to dip them in, and that can add an extra kick to these spicy snacks. Now, back in 2018, Magic Kingdom had another cheese puff enhanced food offering, but this one was not at Cosmic Ray's. You could find it on Main Street USA in Casey's Corner for their Hot Dog of the Month specialty. You guys remember when they had Hot Dogs of the Month back then? The hot dog was called the Cheesy Hot Diggity Dog, and it was topped with cheddar and queso with cheese puffs as the garnish. And I'm not talking about Cheeto dust this time. These were full-on Cheetos, or they were actually fake Cheetos. They didn't taste very good. The cheese puffs were pretty stale and disappointing, but the rest of the dog and cheese sauce on top made up for it, and the slight crunch from the cheese puffs, stale or not, still was decent. So these definitely weren't Cheetos, I don't think, because they tasted like fake Cheetos. And again, the staleness, not cool. But what can you expect to find at Casey's Corner currently? No cheese puff coated items. Sorry, but there is one wild item I want to talk about right now. Sorry about that segue, but Disney World loves to experiment with their hot dogs, and this is where we're going to start it. See how many wacky combos they can come up with. Currently, you can order the 50th celebration hot dog at Casey's Corner. Now, the name sounds normal enough, sure, but wait till you hear what's on top of it. This guy comes with strawberry bacon jam. Yes, those things are all run to get strawberry bacon jam, crisp funnel cake pieces, and powdered sugar. You know how I mentioned that the beignet burger could have been sweeter? That's how I feel about this item. As weird as funnel cake and strawberry bacon jam sound on a hot dog, it wasn't that bad, and I found myself wanting just a bit more of that unique sweetness. Don't worry, Casey's Corner has some more normal new offerings available too. Walt's chili cheese all beef hot dog featuring Walt's favorite chili recipe and cheese, of course. But let's move on to another super bizarre hot dog. If you've ever visited the Hot Diggity Dog food truck in Disney Springs before, then you're probably familiar with the unique hot dog offerings this quick service location has. But the food truck really dropped the mic with their limited time secret menu item released earlier this year, the King Dog. You thought the ingredients for the 50th celebration dog were weird, so brace yourself. The King Dog was made with a French toast batter dipped and cereal crusted bun, topped with a spicy peanut butter spread, banana honey mustard, chipotle berry preserves, and pieces of Billionaire's bacon. Yeah, people ate that, like the DFB team, we ate that. Not only did we eat it, but we had to say the secret phrase, hot dog, hot diggity dog, before we could order it in the first place. For all you parents out there, yes, that is from Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse. This was more fun to order than it was to eat. It wasn't bad necessarily, but there was just a lot going on. One moment it feels like you're eating breakfast, and then hot dog, yeah, not for me, but I know others did enjoy the multitude of flavors going on here, so to each their own. And if you're looking for even more unique hot dog flavors right now, then you may want to check out FAIRFAX Fair. It's still weird to me that I'm recommending that place because once upon a time it didn't have a lot going for it, but then FAIRFAX Fair changed up its menu to feature specialty hot dogs, which transformed it into a respectable quick service location. You can order unique hot dogs like the California BLTA dog, the truffle bacon macaroni and cheese hot dog, and the pretzel dog right now. Okay, adults, this next section is for you. Disney World isn't just known for making surprising specialty foods, their drinks can cause quite the stir as well. Get it? Drink stir? Yeah, you got it. And the first drink I want to shout out can be found currently at Be Our Guest table service restaurant over in Magic Kingdom. What better way to celebrate Disney World's 50th anniversary than to order a Squid's Revenge drink, Octopus, which is basically a michelada garnished with charred octopus. If you're not shocked by a tentacle coming out of your drink, then I'll be shocked for the both of us. Now, some of you may be asking, AJ, why is Beast serving a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea-based drink in his castle? Well, of course, 50th anniversary. Beast Castle is built on where the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea used to be, so that's why. But just because we know why doesn't mean it should actually exist. And then there's the interesting photo op that goes along with your tentacly beverages. If you order a Squid's Revenge drink, then your server will bring along a little scuba diver statue named Samson, so you can take a picture of him next to the drink. Basically, this is just to help people who don't understand that it's a 20,000 Leagues throwback to get that it's a 20,000 Leagues throwback, I guess. But anyway, just be quick with your picture because Samson is not allowed to linger at your table for long. They will snatch him right back up. Now, enough Samson the Scuba Diver talk. Let's talk about the flavor of this bizarre beverage. If you're someone who enjoys the taste of Bloody Marys or tomato juice, then you might enjoy this one. But the tentacle, no, it's just a big old no. It was cold and chewy and tasted super fishy, not in a good way, in like a washed up to shore kind of way. And then again, maybe I'm just not a super big fan of squid. I've also had the squid ink paella at Haleo in Disney Springs, which is one of the paella of the day options. And that was also an interesting flavor for me, so who knows? Maybe you'll enjoy this drink. But if you're creeped out by textures and you don't want to chew on a tentacle in the middle of Beast Ballroom, then you may want to opt for a 50th anniversary mocktail at this location instead, like the Nautilus. The Nautilus is a sweet blue raspberry slushy garnished with a Swedish fish, which is more up my alley, and a little bit more palatable. But if the idea of having an unexpected savory garnish in your mixed drink is something you want to try, but you're not exactly a tomato person or a squid person, then you may want to try one of the DFB team's favorite drinks at Epcot's Food and Wine Festival instead. At the Flavors from Fire kiosk, you can order the SWINE brine, which is a returning favorite drink made with Jim Beam bourbon, mustard, and apple cider, then topped off with a little piece of piggy wing meat. Now I know, it sounds strange. The team and I were all surprised by how good this drink was. It may not be the prettiest concoction I've ever laid eyes on, and you're not usually used to meat floating in your drink, but it certainly is cool and refreshing, and it just goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover unless it's a squid tentacle. You can judge the squid. So, how can a drink be more unexpected than having it include a squid tentacle or a piggy wing? What if it made your lips go numb? Over at Oga's Cantina at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge on both coasts, you can order the Fuzzy Tauntaun, which is a refreshing and fruity cocktail topped off with a little something called Buzz Foam. Time for science with AJ. This foam is made with buzz buttons, which is an ingredient that's from a Szechuan flower said to contain a natural painkiller. It's intense, right? But don't worry, it's a weird sensation but super fun. Very out-of-this-world drink for an out-of-this-world location. Okay, I could keep going with all the weird drinks I've run across at Disney World, but I think I'm going to wrap up this section over at La Cava del Tequila. Back in 2016, La Cava in Epcot's Mexico Pavilion introduced a new line of rim salts for their margaritas. Rim salts? Come on, AJ, salter on a margarita glass? That's not weird. Well, it can be a little bit different when some of the options are made with those crushed up bugs. Now, there were 3 different insect-based salts you could choose from: the black ant salt, grasshopper salt, or mezcal worm salt. And I'm not talking about fake bugs. This was made from genuine once-living bugs. And before you ask, yes, I tried these back in the day too. The trouble with each of them was that I was thinking about it. Like, I could see the ant antenna and little legs and grasshopper legs sticking out of the salt granules, and that's super not my thing, but it wasn't bad, and I can understand how others would find this to be a nice delicacy to try. But for me, I definitely didn't need these again. As far as the margaritas that were inside the glasses with the buggy rims, I could order those again, because La Cava del Tequila has a ton of epic margaritas to choose from. Now, for instance, there's currently an ice cream margarita there that you can only order on Wednesdays. The margarita comes in a plastic cone, your choice of cone color, with a smoky bubble on top. Now, if you want pictures with this drink before the bubble pops, take them really quickly because the smoky bubble is super sensitive. Once it pops, a smoky haze will emerge, leaving you with a margarita that tastes like ice cream. This margarita is more of a secret item, so if you don't see it on the menu during your visit, ask the bartender if they can whip one up for you. But it's first come, first serve, and it's only on Wednesdays. Okay, now we're heading into the candy section of our video. And speaking of bugs, would you feel better about them if they were gummy bugs and not actual crushed up insects? I only ask because Disney World loves adding surprise gummies to their desserts, drinks, and sometimes their savory dishes, just for a decorative flourish or unique flavor, an unexpected texture to shake things up a bit. Currently, you can find gummy worms creeping in Halloween-exclusive drinks pretty much everywhere, especially Isle of Java and Disney's Animal Kingdom. This drink is made with that good old pog juice, passion fruit, orange, and guava, watermelon, and citrus, and of course, gummy worms. Oh, and a glow cube. Can't forget that fun embellishment that adds about $4 to your drink. This one's good but super sweet, and probably more so a beverage kids are gonna enjoy. As it turns out, worms and drinks aren't so off-putting when they're in gummy form. Now, usually this particular location has both an alcoholic and a non-alcoholic drink, so if you're giving it to your kid, make sure it's the non-alcoholic version. Then again, gummy worms in a mocktail maybe doesn't seem too weird, right? At least that's a sweet beverage with sweet candy. That's not totally unheard of. But what if these gummies appeared in something more savory, like mac and cheese? Remember back in 2019, the mac and cheese food truck at Disney Springs had a rather unusual Halloween offering, pumpkin chipotle mac and cheese. This dish was made with pumpkin cheese sauce, cranberries, pumpkin seeds, and of course, gummy worms and gummy bugs. This past dish missed the mark for the DFB team and me. The sweet flavors clashed with the cheese noodles, and the gummy worms made the whole dish kind of sticky. Which was a shame because the mac and cheese at this unassuming quick service is really good. And though you can't try the pumpkin chipotle mac and cheese here anymore, there are still a handful of unique pasta dishes you can order for a satisfying afternoon pick-me-up if that truck is there and operating. Barbecue beef, lobster and shrimp, creamy Parmesan, Texas chili. But before I get too sidetracked by mac and cheese, the story of my life, I've got to tell you another savory option that once featured gummies. And that means I have to talk about burgers again. Deluxe Burger at Disney Springs had that GRUB burger featured on their menu for a while, which featured tomato worms, basil grasshoppers, and balsamic vinegar spiders. And I'm back to being slightly creeped out again. I felt very much like Simba probably did when he first learned Timon and Pumbaa always chow down on grubs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But much like Simba, the team and I said our Hakuna Matatas took a bite into this burger, which is our job, despite this unusual offering. Because this was Deluxe Burger, the burger itself was really good. And for the bugs, they were not great. They didn't taste like the condiments that were advertised, and once again, the texture just wasn't it, fam. But the burger was still enjoyable once we scraped the creepy crawlies off. Much like the mac and cheese food truck, there are plenty of burger options you can choose from at Deluxe Burger currently, and if you're in a burger mood, this restaurant is probably going to provide you with one of the best burgers on property. Sorry, Cosmic Rays, no hard feelings. Don't put flour on your burgers. Now, let's wrap things up here by shouting out one last gummy-based item that still haunts the DFB team, the Sea Turtle Cupcake. Looky here, we're back to cupcakes again, too. The Sea Turtle Cupcake was a limited edition dessert released at Animal Kingdom's Restaurantosaurus for Earth Day this year. Now, this graham cracker cupcake was a cutie. It had key lime pie filling, super yum, and guava gelée. I don't know, is that how you say that? Anyway, there was vanilla buttercream in addition to the guava gelée, but the pièce de résistance, which I do know how to say, was the adorable fruit snack sea turtle on top. Or so we thought. Now, the gummy was bizarre tasting and not in a good way. It was this weird combo of spearmint and peach. And when the gummy flavors were also mixed in with the key lime and guava, there was too much going on with this cupcake. Since we're back in the land of cupcakes again, though, I gotta shout out a decent cupcake you can currently order at Restaurantosaurus for a limited time. If you're looking for an unconventional and seasonal cupcake in Animal Kingdom, order the Maleficent Dragon Cupcake. A lot is going on with this one. Flames, purple cake, edible villains, blood orange centers, crispy green and purple pearls. Is it the best cupcake in Disney World right now? Probably not, but the blood orange center pairs nicely with the velvet cake, and it would be a fun option during your Halloween celebration. So there you have it, the Disney World food that has taken me off guard and shocked us in some of the best and worst ways. This is why food is a theme park, my friends. It likes to take you on a roller coaster of flavors and emotions sometimes, and you never really know how it's gonna end. So if you want to learn more about super bizarre treats of the past and present, then download the 2021 DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining. This is our 900-page guide filled with all our best dining tips, tricks, recommendations that will be super, super valuable for your trips this year and next year, meaning everything we know about dining in Disney World is in that book. And you can check it out at dfbstore.com. Don't forget to use code YouTube for a discount. So thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for watching. I know this has been a weird one, but a super fun one. At least it was fun for me because I got to think about all these interesting treats again and tell you about them. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.